Hello, my name is Anna. I am the creative director of From Anna. And if you're here, I hope you're really excited about stickers. I've been a fan since I was little. And this weekend, I spent a ridiculous amount of time with my very own stickers after a very long time away from them. Join me as we walk down memory lane. Ta-da! Okay, so this video was originally intended to only show you what's in this little album. But I sat down this weekend and I had an idea. I had a big idea. And so we're going back to the origin of Annie, the essence of Annie, if you will. And in order to do that, I always have to start at the beginning. So let's move this over. This is a Hononichi Weeks Mega that I was gifted a long time ago from a friend when I was doing these hobo kits. No, this is a sticker video, so we're just gonna flip through the pretty art, which were my Hononichi week kits. I thought it was so cool making my art into these backgrounds. This is probably my favorite. I would have a journal just made out of those. Anywho, I'm sure you'll see some art that you'll recognize from me. Moons. Okay, so I found this little journal laying around, not doing much of anything because it ends right here. This was the last one I did years ago. I mean, this journal alone is from 2019, so that tells you something. Then I set myself a task to go through my iPad and my inventory of stickers, along with my very own sticker stash, which I had not touched in, I think, 2 or 3 years. So we did a really deep dive. I set this up with our From Anna signature color is a Tombow 772. That's our favorite mauvey pink. Put some of the washi to indicate we are starting here a new chapter. And what I've done is gone through, again, all of those things, looking for all of my stickers and place them in some kind of relative order for myself to have a visual. Why did I never do this before? I don't know. Because all of these were done digitally. There's no sketchbook. There are notes and ideas, you know, intermingled in all of my journals, but there was no dedicated space for all of my stickers, and I felt like it was time to give that space to them. So we start off with Raincoat Annie. Raincoat Annie was my very first Annie, very first sticker, along with this bunny and this other actual incarnation of Annie. That's me. That's supposed to be a representation of me. Whereas what we ended up getting in 2018 was this idea that my child wanted a mermaid sticker on a random day during a random trip to a craft store. And I showed her the dollar sticker section, and in her own way, she grabbed my finger and said, "No, Mama, you draw." And so We went home, and then I began exploring the recurring doodle that was happening in my journals as a representation of myself. But then I understood, let's make something of this, and here goes. So we have pumpkin, zombie, we've got a little lashy ghost. There are some stickers missing, and since I'm no longer cutting my own stickers and all that stuff right now, who knows, I won't say no to anything, but right now I'm not. I'm just leaving it kind of like penciled in. We've got the onesies, the panda, the raccoon, and the penguin. I'm missing the pig that I did for Lunar New Year that year. This is an Annie behind some balloons. Sleepy pillow. These were from like a Valentine's Day. These were like the first Valentine's Day. These were like cozy. The mug and the donut and the, oh, what is that called? The one with the essential oils. It'll come to me. The diffuser. Then our first official Annie that went anywhere was the Masquerade Annie, and that one went to the New York Planner Addicts Masquerade event that year, and that was kind of like the first time we took Annie out, introduced her to the world, or at least to New York. Cup of Noodle Annie, because I'm obsessed. Post-its. The unicorn onesie came about for the New York Planner Addict Pajama Jam. I went in a onesie, not in a unicorn onesie, but I did go in a onesie. St. Patrick's Day was never my forte, but we did try a couple of Annies along the way. I had asthma. I had really bad asthma, so of course an inhaler to track that. Little pillow, and you can't see, I mean there's no way you can see, but the slippers on this Annie are hilarious because they're little bunnies. This was our first washi, which was a made-up washi, of course, hoping to manifest that washi, which we later on do. We took Annie to Ohio for an event. I cannot remember what the event was, but it was fun. I drove out there. And then again, we have Annie. This was from a little promo doing like the whatever, like a throwback to the 90s with a mixtape and a beeper. And one of those little folded notes. Avocado Annie. We've got some Easter stuff. I'm missing my peeps. I've got a lot of peeps. I drew a lot of peeps. Then this is the Annie that we use for like sales and stuff, with behind the little laptop with her mug, because let's take a sip and hydrate. My tea has gone cold. What was this? Game of Thrones was a huge thing, and that, you know, that last episode. Annie's friends, meaning my friends, became characters, because then I realized it wasn't just about Annie, it was about representing more than just us. It was representing all of us. So we added a few characters. Popcorn Annie, because we love the movies. This one also comes with like a Thanos from like the Marvel Endgame. I am inevitable. Okay, Shark Week and a little droplet of blood, but I mean, I use that plenty of times for other things, you know, phlebotomy and such. Green juice. The orange and green straws is what I used to call these. Ice cream cones. My kids love mint chocolate chip. I don't. But this Annie has a sparkler, and she's really cute in her little like 50s inspired Memorial Day weekend bathing suit. Use that one a lot. Relax candle. Idea light bulb, and the really cool part is that the inside is my quick signature, so I use that in my art quite a bit, to not just sign my art, but also to use it in, I've used it as a crown. And, you know, just different ways to use your signature. The sloth became, okay, well, we'll talk about what they became later on. We love Bob's Burgers, so I did a Tina and a Louise, and there's a Dream sequence Tina with the leg warmers that I love. Huge fans of the national holiday 7-Eleven, because on 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven will actually give you free small Slurpees. So we are big fans of that. Must represent. When in New York, did a little mug, the pretzel, because I love me a soft pretzel, Metro card. And of course, I love New York State, because that's where I'm from. Although, fun fact, Anna was not born in New York. Anna was actually born in Stamford, Connecticut. Oh, and even more ironically, every time I drive into Stamford, my phone service just magically just becomes, I don't know. Anywho, moving on. All the things Annie. All the things Annie is like stationary Annie. She's just like all the things. She's got bags of paper and she's got no shoes. My kids had a big problem with her showing her toes in that way, but yeah, I fought for that one. And she's probably one of my most recognized ones, just in terms of like the chaos. Plus I use that tagline a lot, all the things. A little mug with love. I went to Texas for a party, for a planner party, and I promised my best planner friend, creative friend, that I would take her with me one way or another. So I took her in sticker form, and we are dressed as Charleston dancers from the like 20s, because that was the theme of the party. So super fun. A little fall action here. Pine cone and an acorn, and then we've got that sweater, dress, and fugs, you know, that also down here from the fall Annie with the pumpkins, which these pumpkins you'll recognize because we have recycled them back into the art over here. We've got Annie in costumes, skeleton, witch, ghost, and zombie. This zombie is playing off of that original one where, you know, now we have a whole body. I tried my hand at a little sticker kit, and then a planner friend asked me to do kind of like a collab. So I attempted to do my very first kits, planner kits, and Annie from Alice in Wonderland kind of became the main theme. So we have the little drink me bottle and the little rabbit, and of course the what is he, the caterpillar, smoking caterpillar. Delivery Annie. The half Annies became a thing. So I used just her head and her hands to express a bunch of emotions and other stuff. We'll see those coming up. Food, tacos, fries, these latte cups, which I don't because glass. Anyways, we went to an event, and my table's theme was Narnia. And so I made a little Annie and Narnia dressed up as Mr. Oh, what's his name? Mr. Thomas, yeah. And then I also, minus the ears and the horns, went dressed in this way, like fuzzy pants, the scarf, and yeah, I did the whole thing. And then I was asked to collab on a different table art. So I did a Downtown Abbey Annie with like the tea set and the cups and the gloves and the napkin, and that was cute. I've never watched the show, but you know, I'm just excited to be anywhere. Mermaid Annie finally came to be. Funny enough, Annie became a character way before she actually ever became the mermaid my kid wanted to be, but once it became a mermaid, I made all her dreams come true. But do you see how it took us a while to get there? Ugly Sweater Annie, again for an event in New Jersey. Elf, this was for a movie that came out, and we kind of wanted to do like a fan fiction kind of thing. Not fan fiction. Anyways, a play off of that. So she's wearing a leopard jacket and her little elf costume, which later on becomes Elf, the movie. And then like a Kevin kind of scene. And then we've got the onesies, and that she's holding up that cardboard sign from Love Actually. To me, you are perfect. We've got some sushi, some sashimi, and some soup. Pen Pal Annie. That was a logo for a while from Anna. We've got Countdown Little Booties. And then I'm missing, because I use them so much, my little Chinese takeout container. But I've got some cookies. Tangled was the Annie putting up the Christmas lights. Annie with her traveling bag, because we were doing a lot of traveling back then. Annie and her Olaf onesie. And this is from a Christmas movie. I think this all kind of continues here. Yeah, sorry. Oops. Salt rock lamp. I was so proud of my ability to achieve this look. We all watched The Mandalorian. A little more Christmas. We brought back the sloth and dressed him up for Christmas. We gave Annie some reindeer antlers, croissant, Stranger Things 11, Lunar New Year, the year of the rat, and then we did this lucky cat, which I love. And so here we go. We're introducing these half Annies, and this one never really took off, these peekaboo side ones. We added polar bear to our onesies, spaghetti, popcorn, bubble bath, and then a little Pooh collection with Piglet and Eeyore. We're missing some groundhog. At this point, I started making more deco for a monthly subscription sticker pack that I was doing at the time. So there's a lot more deco coming in now and less Annies. So we've got some strawberry wine bags, another neighbor, more wine, Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, laundry, this little guy from Star Wars. I've been trying to come up with his name since yesterday. I can't remember. Annie collecting her journals, groceries. Let's see. This is the oh shit, I forgot something sticker. Then I got really into micros with the discs, with the Happy Planner discs. We all remember that planning stage, right? I had the sketchbook, I had the planner, I had the whole shebang. Wednesday, before she was cool on Netflix. Pizza, chips, little panda, that became a little planner kit. Dr. Seuss, Cat in the Hat, thank you bag. Baking Annie, we had cookies and like banana loaf. It was a fun time. Then I went to Chicago, so I brought Annie with me, of course, and she came with her bathrobe. That was like her self-care little time. We added more pizza and some seafood, a margarita, Annie clips, of course, a must. All of the social media icons and podcasts, because, you know, we had to represent. Lots of work being done from work, apparently. Laptop, iPad, phone, reading, because, you know, you gotta. And then the White Claw hard seltzer kind of craze was happening, so I did my own take with the little pandas. Little sticker pocket, little clip, of course. Mandatory Annie with the weather. And again, recycling that raincoat Annie to come back as like a little weather icon. We gave the rabbit its own planner kit, some peanut butter jelly toast, avocado toast, highlighter, and pencil Annie. I did a collab with the Sticker Spectrum, which was just coming, they were just coming out like in April, and I featured them in like my April stuff, which is so cute and cool to see again. Harry Potter sorting hat. We've got some Star Wars Wookiee action, and again, the child or, you know, Yoda, whichever you want to do. I don't have any more COVID dots, but it was Annie with the mask counting down like the first 100 days. The Harry Potter robes, some more friends, because during COVID, during the pandemic, we were all, you know, online, so we made a lot of friends. We were cutting and printing stickers, so of course we had to represent with more stickers. Mommy the superhero. Annie went to Paris, so we've got an Eiffel Tower, a baguette. She's all dressed up for her travels. I love these so much. The macaroons, and then in her little French garbs. Piñata. See, this is misrepresentation. Here we go. I'm gonna step right into it. I did stickers for Cinco de Mayo, even though I totally don't believe in it, but I did it anyways. Piñata and a little sombrero with a little mustache. Boba. I'm not even gonna talk about it anymore. Moving on. Although my kids love the little mustache. A little flower sakura action, and then a little rose action. These both became little planner kits. The turtles finally got a sticker. Shrimp got a sticker. And burgers. Annie wearing a Batman mask. Why not? I think the Justice League was coming out. Some more friends, some more neighbors, I should say. Beer and a paper airplane. Why not? I became a cannabis user, and therefore I needed cannabis stickers, and so I started creating my own. That's Mary and Jane, and we'll see them reoccur as characters as well. We've got some hot dogs, oopsie stickers, Target run sneakers, all of the streaming, you know, poor cable. Does cable even exist anymore? We've got the Zoom, the Netflix, the Hulu, and the Prime. A pint of butterbeer or beer or an egg, and some pancakes. Pancakes drove me crazy. I think I drew pancakes at least 3 or 4 times before I settled on this one, and now I'm happy. This was my birthday sticker. Annie celebrating birthday with no shoes, just full gray. Some more medical cannabis. Annie for Pride with her little happy day. Flip-flops, a must. Dirty Martini. These olives are insane. I love them. Hello Kitty and Melody. And then the Scooby Gang. Yes, Annie is Velma, Daphne, Shaggy, and Fred. And Scooby is his excellent self. I made this watercolor, and then I finally cut it into stickers, and so that lives there. Some more cannabis representation. Again, you'll see that light bulb coming back with some bright ideas. We bought a 30-foot fifth wheel RV, so of course, sticker. Piña colada and some hot wings or some chicken wings, whatever you want to do, because by this time it's summer. Annie is in her bikini, two-piece bikini, excuse you me. Creamsicle, ice cream sandwich, s'mores, summer. Can you say summer? Ugh. Annie is just over it. We're starting to show more emotions here with the little half head Annies and that alien feeling. Mary and Jane get their own little mini kit. Wine. We all watched Hamilton, right? We all watched Hamilton. Barbecue. Annie in her little cutoff shorts. The neighbors got sorted in Harry Potter robes, so this was really fun to do. Some can of treats, a sandcastle, a little scale, and just for those days that you just cannot anymore. Not only that, but who remembers toilet paper? Fishing, tooth fairies. Then we've got wash your mask, brownie. And then we recycled that light bulb for an idea. Cereal, some boxed wine because it's fancy. Then we've got EpiPen, and the other one. My friend asked me for this red one for her son, and I use an EpiPen, or I carry an EpiPen, or should carry an EpiPen. Oops. Salmon. I think this was like trout, or this was more salmon. Busy Bee, unplugged tissues. More Annie costumes. Wife of Frank. And then we started doing the neighbors in costumes. So we recycled the costumes and added the neighbors. Here we had the mummy, new friend, and then the cat onesie. 3 of the first neighbors got redressed just to keep up with the times. So that was nice. A little Jack Skellington, a little Child's Play. Is it Child's Play? Chucky, whatever. I did Chucks, and then I wanted Chucks for the 4 different Harry Potter houses. Salad and tinto. If you don't know what tinto is, that's a small Colombian coffee. Mean Girls, Burn Book, Cat Nap, absolutely. This was October. We have the Annie for breast cancer, and then we have the, take off the bra. We've got Potterhead with the Harry Potter books, Artist Annie, and then the Twihard with the Twilight books. The Christmas Mean Girls, more wine, candles. That sandwich just looks yummy. The baking, Annie got a pie, and some hot chocolate treats, egg on toast, I don't know. Some self-care. Orange juice in a mason jar because glass. Wonder Woman came out, and of course she's represented. I am missing a whole bunch in this general era, and those are mostly from that deco, from those little decos. Couch potato. This was a potato I did watercolor, and then we added it as a character and made him do like all the things. Yeah, so then we have the 4 houses for candles and socks. I really went cuckoo, I wanted to do all that. Lemonade, new friend. Again, brought in a watercolor tree and added an Annie. I was trying to play with that, bringing in my watercolor and kind of what would happen if I added digital stuff to it. The neighbors had a pride parade, and we had many flags represented. Then we did a little bit of a Sailor Moon with completely different friends. which was really cute. We've got a daiquiri, some tequila, and soft serve ice cream. A banana and some mustard. I'm missing the ketchup. And then this may or may not be the last Annie from this time, in August 31, 2021. And that is where like our sticker ends. There were more stickers created during that time and after since, but that's as much as I have, and that's been half an hour of talking. So let's flip through the little album, because the little album is housing the vinyls, sticker vinyls. So those I cut myself here at home, and these I have made by another company. I have a referral code in the link if you're interested. So watercolor stickers, and then we've got that Annie to represent. I chose the washi to be the first Annie. Then we had the sloth because it was just too cute. Plus, it was very well liked. All the things Annie. These are in order of the way I've ordered them. Yeah, so we've got so you'll see which Annies I've preferred over the years is really what I'm trying to say. We've got this sweater dress with the fugs, whatever. Watercolor pineapple girl. Here's my mermaid and an elf collaboration. We've got a little New Year's fancy dress and the child. This was a sticker for a cause, holding the koala for Australia's, like when they had the forest fires and stuff. The stick collaboration. The neighbors, the first neighbors. Annie in Paris. I love these so much. The macaroons. Annie with her abs out for pride. Happy day. Best buds. And that's Mary and Jane. And then we did a hollow version of the mermaid because that absolutely needs to happen. We've got that naughty caterpillar. Another sticker for a cause was the Black Lives Matter, where the neighbors all came out in their masks. The sorting hat, time to get sorted. You Light Me Up. You'll see some cannabis vinyls popping in. And another watercolor. Kids in Costumes is this collection. Some lovebirds. La Chiva, because I'm Colombian and we talk about Colombian things here. Juan Valdez. And the dancers. And breast cancer awareness. I'm missing something here. This is a digital flower sticker that I was trying out and very much enjoy. You are not a machine, stop grinding. Another stick collab for Thanksgiving. And another elf. Or rather, this was Dr. Seuss's Whoville, you know. Spoke Me. That's that little jar. Annie's out of her head. We were trying this hollow sticker situation. Lunar New Year with Cynthia of Wonton in a Million, and then a little cheeky love action. Don't Bring Me Flowers. And then we redid the washi with actual images of the washi designs, the real washi that we had produced. Some poofies. And here are those chucks. And then Hate is the Virus was a watercolor background that then I added the neighborhood characters to. Again, stickers for a cause. pride balloon, and then we have the parade. The pride parade is actually a magnet, not a sticker. I really like that. We've got a Wicked from that time I did all those stickers and all that art for Broadway. And then we've got our Harry Potter Happy Birthday Harry cake. Do we see a collaborator? The stick for Annie, and then Statue of Liberty. Oops, back in there. A little Wonder Woman. Some more celebrating of Stick's new logo. Huepa. This was right after Encanto came out, so she is dressed in her native Colombian dress with some flowers, and Huepa is one of my favorite things to like get me going. We've got a little hedgehog, little snail, little kitty witty, and then, oops, this one's completely upside down. We've got a fig plant and the I Love New York. So this is where this ends, because we've got to add some stuff to this, and also because we're just getting started apparently. I hope you guys really enjoyed this walk down memory lane. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comments down below. I love to chat. So yeah, check me out over on Instagram for updates on what's coming up next to the shop. New stickers are arriving today, and so we'll be adding those to these, and maybe we'll do, we won't let, you know, so many years go on by before I do another flip of stickers, because this was really fun. Look at that. I will continue, of course, creating stickers and vinyls works out of my own journal, as I have been doing. And then recently my children took over Annie's Neighborhood, and they will be the creative directors of what comes next for Annie. And I am so excited. Talk about young blood. They are gearing up for their first sticker of the month. They have a little club you can join. $5, you get a vinyl sent by them. They'll send you a little handmade note and the whole thing. It's super cute. Annie was created to represent my children and to give them a place. And now, as a mom, I get to give them something that I've established for them and help them build their own wealth, and give them literally something that I've had to stumble through my whole adult life to figure out. So I am so excited. I hope you guys are too. And just in case you're wondering, well, what if you run out of space in that one? Don't worry, guys. I got another one. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.